Okay, what we're going to say about the Industrial Resolution. The resolution that said shortly after the Civil War that the corporation was now an identity and had the rights of a human being but didn't have the responsibilities of being there. So it was a new magical thing, corporations. And these corporations, their one goal was to make as much money as possible. Of course, at first the Industrial Revolution was building railroads and digging for gold and selling Indian scalps to the British. Okay, what happened to those Indians? Well, we got to talk about the beginning of the whole thing. Maybe we should back up another couple hundred years and how this whole American revolution, institution, industrialization thing began. And that was a bunch of fucking mad psychopaths, Christian fanatics, most of them, what do you call them, fundamentalists, Puritans, murderers, and I don't know, it was those who were being kicked out of Europe, ran over here, shooting the buffalo so the Indian wouldn't have nothing to eat, bringing them diseases so that they could all die, and shooting them for fun as well. And most people talk about this Holocaust of the Second World War, where 6 million descendants of the Israelites were murdered. But nobody really ever remembers that more than 50 million indigenous people of North, Middle, and South America were murdered. And that was by the Europeans to gain access to a land full of water, wood, air, gold and silver, and oil. And after murdering, slaughtering, raping, and all this other things that they did with the what we call now Indians, the Europeans started building, quite often with the help of Indians. And when the Indians weren't needed anymore, the ones that weren't murdered were put in reservations or sent to the Ford plant to work. And what was going my point? I always had a point. I always have a point when I start and then I forget what it is, and quite often I find it again. The point had something to do with the fact, then the America was actually founded after the first race, many races, whatever races are, the indigenous people were wiped out, and that mostly because they didn't want to be slaves. So they went and got slaves over in Africa and put chains around their legs and said, you're free to work in cotton fields for the next few hundred years. And doing that, building up cotton money, America became really rich.